Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. And we are nearly at the end of January, so I thought it would be right to push and get an episode of Only One Fans out before the end of the month. So it was about a month ago that I last did an episode, the Christmas special, and here we are again, and welcome. So if you're new and you've never seen an Only One Fans, they come around every now and again. There are 3 different segments of the show. One of the things I do in this series is take voice messages off fans, and if you want to leave a comment, please do, and I will read that out next episode. Be my guest. It could be a question or a comment on whatever you like, but one of the things I really do like about the show is hearing your voice in one voice, and we'll be doing that this week. It could be anything. It could be a question or just a lovely comment like this from Stuart Norris.
Hello sir, just to say really appreciate all the hard work that you're putting into your channel. It's come a long way since I started following you a couple of years back. So yeah, top job, man. Keep it going. Fantastic content, like I've said before, and you have got probably one of the best collections that I've seen in a long time. So good job, man. Good job.
That was a while ago that he sent that message, but it's lovely, isn't it? Thank you, Stuart, and he's a very faithful follower and Patreon. So respect. But yeah, the other thing is you can drop a comment down below if you would like, and I will also answer any questions there. Also, in this week's show, I will be bringing back Ask the Experts, where we'll be looking at a colleague of mine, Jess, who sent me a video, which is quite funny. There's not many of my colleagues know about this channel, but still she does. And she sent me a video of her brother's collection that she was over at her folks' place, and I think that she went up in the roof and got that box of stuff out. And then I thought it would be quite funny to get people's opinions on it. And here's a little snippet now.
Right, Nick, here's a unboxing video for you. He's got a massive box of Star Wars toys in the loft, but I couldn't get them out. So here we go. This is what's in the small box, but he's got a giant box. I may or may not be able to get down for you at some point. I have no idea what all of this is. A box of goodies. Let's have a look. Ta-da! These are all his little 80s figure collection. I don't know who any of these are, but I'm sure you will.
So there is a longer video as well to go with that, which I will show you later, and then we will get the BOE, the Black Dart Ewoks take on that, as well as the action figure grader John Ruler. And finally, this week I will be focusing on the Razorcrest, which will be coming up to a year that we all got the Razorcrest in February, which is next month. I think it was February 2022, and I can't believe that amount of time has gone by so quickly, although it feels actually like it's a longer time ago. Maybe that's because I'm thinking about when we first backed it, which was at the end of 2020. And, well, you know, what the hell's the future of this? I hope the next Haslab is 3.75, and that's all I'm going to say. And then that is it. So thank you for this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I will be opening a figure as well. As at the point of recording this introduction, I actually don't know what the figure is that I'm going to open, but I will obviously put it up on screen in post-production, so you might be looking at it right now, who knows. But anyway, without any further ado, it's 9 o'clock, it's Monday. I'm only one Kenobi. You're my one and Obi's, the only one fans. I hope you enjoy this week's show.
Only one. What's up, Nick? I got a question that's actually a follow-up to one I asked Boss Bounty the other day. And I was basically asking him if he thought if we get a Cobb Vanth for TVC, if they would give us the Boba Fett armored version or the version of him from Book of Boba Fett without his armor, or if there was any chance we could get one with a removable armor. And basically he said there's no chance we'll get one with removable armor because either probably wouldn't fit right or stay on properly or would just look bad. And so my follow-up question for you is, what do you think of figures in the past that have had snap-on armor, and if you think that would work, or be made to work on future releases under the vintage collection? And the first figure that came to mind was that Clone Trooper training fatigues from the 30th anniversary. I think you may have that one. So I just want to know what your thoughts are on those type of figures and if you think it could work. Cheers, man.
Thank you, Brett, for the question, and I've put a couple of figures out here to help me answer the question. Yeah, when I think of Cobb Vanth, I always think of VC09. When we first saw Cobb Vanth on screen, it was almost like, wow, it's Boba Fett, but then you just sort of instantaneously knew it wasn't him. He looked a little goofy. Like, I don't know, man, it just wasn't him, was it? A bit gawky, or his neck was sort of like too long, or it was just lovely to see the armor again, but it wasn't him. But this figure, overall VC08, it's a nice figure, especially the weathering and everything. And that's actually a good point about what we saw in the not Book of Boba Fett, Mando Season 2, to see the lovely armor again, and it was ultra weathered. This figure, when you compare it to the later Boba Fett's and this one here, it looks, he's more broad, isn't he? And he's slightly more narrow. And that was the thing about the way Cobb Vanth looked with the helmet on. Marshall, he looked a little skinny, and it just wasn't right. So I would be quite happy if they brought out a Boba Fett that was, even a remold of that, and then just put the guy's bearded head on it, or whatever. Obviously, they'd have to redo the arms and stuff because he had the red top underneath, didn't he? The armor thing does appeal to me, but there aren't many figures that I know of that have that. In fact, I've just remembered you did mention him. See, this guy here, I just quite, oh god, look at the mess all around him. I do quite like having this guy, let's move this stuff out the way, like that, because I want him not wearing his armor, and from what I've heard, he doesn't look spectacular with his armor on. I think I've got a review of him somewhere, maybe it was on an Only One Fans when I opened him. But he looks good like that. I wanted him like that, and then I wanted his accessories just around and about like it would be in the mess hall. But the other figure that is an absolute god-awful figure, the worst figure in the world, it was one I was really looking forward to as well. It's this C-3PO from Attack of the Clones, because he looks so nice in Attack of the Clones, and I thought this figure would be amazing, but it wasn't. It was awful. He looked like a really bad RoboCop, out like some guy dressed as RoboCop for fancy dress that was the wrong size, or he looked like somebody that's about to have a game of American football or something terrible. But this, that's why I've got this C-3PO in the background. That's a really nice 3PO, and it deserves it, that look for 3PO. It deserves a good figure, because you've got that rustic look for C-3PO in episode 2. That is awful. That just did not work, that figure, and that was just clamp on armor. So I don't know. Probably best I would prefer if they avoided that. It's getting very dark when I'm filming this, Brett, so just bear with me. Yeah, so go back to VC09, because at least if you put it side by side with regular Boba Fett and also Mando, he will look different and skinnier, which he was. So that'd be quite cool. I don't know. I'm sure they'll work something out. But Cobb Vanth, again, we haven't had it in TVC. Waiting around for these figures, man. We should have had them already. God damn it. it's time to open a figure. This is one I've owned for a long time, and I have wanted to open it for ages. It is Rahm Kota from the Force Unleashed, and as you know, they've got this new line in TVC for the Force Unleashed. I'm really hoping that they put Starkiller on the new card back that you saw the captain on. What's he called? The Stormtrooper Commander, sorry. That would make no sense for me to put him on the Expanded Universe card again. Oh, I just so happen to have him right here, this guy. So it's a nice card back, a nice emblem, but you know, we're getting Starkiller, but as for these other characters, I just don't know. And then you've got, you know, Juno Eclipse and people like that. But this is awesome. This figure looks great, and I've always wanted, you know, what's he called now? Exar Kun, whatever you want to call him. But, you know, this is a figure that, you know, is of that ilk. It's 30th anniversary, it's 2007. Legacy and all of that were 2008, so it's around that era. It's like a proper kind of golden era of 3 3/4 inch quality. Look at that soft goods as well. There's something about him reminds me of Exar Kun. And yeah, back again on the back there, you see the guy who plays him. I'm going to find out the name of the actor, but his likeness is just like a guy who plays... I've seen him in a few different films, but I don't know if you've ever seen... Hitler, The Rise of Evil. It's a good film. It's got Robert Carlyle playing the part of Adolf Hitler. But the guy who plays Ernst Röhm looks just like this fella here. And it might even be him. Because obviously they made Starkiller look like... Well, he had the same likeness as Sam Witwer, so maybe the actor who played Rahm Kota... Look at that, Rahm. Is it Rahm or Röhm? Oh, Ernst Röhm. Well, Rahm Kota. Rahm Kota. Maybe it was him. I don't know. Let's get it open. I love the 30th anniversary collection, man. I'm just soaking this up a bit longer before I crack him open. The 30th anniversary collection was brilliant, and these card backs fit in a standard TVC star case, you know? Same scale of card back. Right, let's do it. Yeah, it begs the question, as I said earlier, if they're going to bring this fella out again in TVC, if they're going to be doing all these other gaming greats and stuff, this guy has definitely got a part to play. So does Juno. You've got to get Juno Eclipse in there. If they're going to be making Juno and all these Imperial officers... But what a great figure he is. He's great. I knew he would be. I just wanted him to get out. I'm going to put him and others on an Expanded Universe shelf at some point. You know, these figures and characters that you never see in any movies or products, and not likely to either, really. But you might with him. Well, I don't know about film. They're making these figures for gaming greats and stuff, but are they going to make any shows or anything like that? I'd love to. I'd love them to. I'd love them to make Starkiller canon, get him in. That would be awesome. Except you've probably missed your boat to cast Christian Bale. Probably a bit too old for that now. But look at that figure. He is great. And much as I want them to be bringing things like this back, or in TVC or whatever, give people an opportunity to get him, or get them, I really hope that they bring Exar Kun out somehow. Because the price of him on the secondary market is disgusting. Thousands and thousands of pounds for a figure that's just like that. Except he's got a double-bladed blue lightsaber. And I want that figure so badly because I collect Sith. And I'm not spending that stupid money. I've got two versions of Starkiller. This one I got from the Black Series version of him. And this one was gifted to me, which was lovely. I think it was 1970 Star Wars guy, which was very nice of him. I've got the wrong person there who gifted me that. I sent it to my PO box, but yeah, I'm sorry. But that's great. That's like the TIE Fighter variant. Same figure, same packaging, but you could have two different figures in it. That was when the vintage collection was giving you loads of good options, make you buy it twice in a way, so... And there he is. That's great, isn't it? So, brilliant. I think they will go very nicely with Juno Eclipse. That'd be awesome.
There's loads of goodies in here. Who's this fella? These. I don't know. There's loads. Loads. Oh, no, him. I want to start playing. Oh, Nick, you'd have a field day in here. Don't know who he is. I feel like you'd like to rummage around and see what all these things are. You all know what they are, I'm sure. There's all kinds. Little angry teddy bear. Some sort of... Oh, that does something. This little fella. Do you know what these are? These ones that race through the jungle-y thing. Oh, I don't know what he is. Oh, he looks fun. I'll have to see if I can get the big box down. I feel like you'd have a... I don't know what he is either. He's a weird one. He's a weird one too. I feel like I know him. Ooh, he's creepy, look at him. Ooh. Oh, Nick, you'd have a field day here. To be continued, Nick. To be... Oh, hang on. One of your faves. What's this? Oh God. Oops. There's two little fellas in there. There's another one lying down at the back. Yeah, well, oh, he's weird as well. There you go.
So anyway, as said before, that was my friend and colleague Jessica, who had gone round to her parents' house. That was filmed before Christmas, and she got out of the roof her brother's Star Wars collection. So I thought it was just interesting to see that all, and I wanted to run that past a few friends of mine who are experts. That's the Blacked Out Ewoks and John Action Figure Grader Ruler, because the vintage 80s line isn't really my forte. I don't really know much about the values of them. So I thought it would be fun to reach out to these two fellas who are experts, and it's all quite topical, this, what with the Morphees auction going on right now. They are all Star Wars mint card figures anyway, but these are obviously used, whatever battered, but still, there might be some gems in there, so this is what they had to say.
Hi, I can see different figures. That yak face is what's worth money there. That one figure, and she holds it for quite a long time, so that's the one that's definitely worth a lot of money. The others, because they haven't got their, she might have them somewhere else, the accessories, so you've just got some loose figures there that are worth £5 to £10 depending on condition and rarity, but that yak face is the one that's worth money. The Snowspeeder's looks like it's been painted, altered, so that wouldn't be worth really much. It looks like she's got a Jabba the Hutt playset as well, if that's all complete, like with all the little accessories and stuff like that. I mean, she's got the figure and I could see the base, so you'd have to see if they got the accessories as well. Few mini rigs, like I think that ATL 5, that's not worth much. I mean, that's a £5 to £10. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. It's just everything's got to be, all the accessories have got to be found and put matched with the correct accessories to the correct figure. I mean, she had a Yoda there, but the snake's missing, the belt's missing, the cane's missing. If she's got some other last 17 figures, like the yak face is the last 17 figure, so that's the that's the one I keep going back to. It's the one I'd want, definitely, if I could get my hands out of any of those items. It'd be that yak face. Anyway, hope that's useful. This is the blacked out Ewoks, I believe, and it's time to say cheers, goodbye.
Hi, only one Kenobi. It's the action figure grader giving you my assessment of that fantastic box of vintage Star Wars figures that your friend found in the attic. In general, the Return of the Jedi figures are not going to be particularly valuable unless the accessories are included. In general, they're pretty easy to find. It was at the absolute heyday in terms of popularity for Kenner. So during the Return of the Jedi years, figures were being produced between 13 and 17 million figures a year. So very, very readily available for most Return of the Jedi figures. The cream of the crop in that video that you sent me was definitely the yak face. Last 17 figures have really climbed in price, and pretty much any yak face in any condition is going to command a pretty decent price. Some of those I noticed had some yellowing, probably from being kept in a fairly warm attic. So just keep in mind that with a lot of the Return of the Jedi figures especially, the value is really in the accessories. Pairing those figures up with their correct accessories will net a higher price, but most of those will fetch 5 to 10 pounds each, with the exception, of course, of that last 17 yak face. And the seller will probably do better if he or she can find the accessories, match them up with the correct characters, and sell them individually. But she should not expect a very large price for most of those. But good luck with the sale, and it's really cool to see pairing those figures up with their correct accessories will net a higher price, but most of those will fetch 5 to 10 pounds each, with the exception, of course, of that last 17 yak face. And the seller will probably do better if he or she can find the accessories, match them up with the correct characters, and sell them individually. But she should not expect a very large price for most of those. But good luck with the sale, and it's really cool to see a vintage find from someone's attic. I can guarantee you that there are a lot of collectors out there with boxes very similar to that, sitting in their attic or sitting in their closet. And I expect that we'll probably find more of these as our generation ages. Hope that helps, and thanks for reaching out.
So, first and foremost, thank you to the Blacked Out Ewoks and to John Action Figure Grader Ruler for taking the time out to look at the video and give their professional opinion on it. And it was just interesting to make that a segment and bring back Ask the Experts. But also, Jess, do get hold of the second box, this bigger box, which one could only assume has got vehicles in it. That would be awesome to see that. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today's episode. I'm actually just recording this late on a Sunday night, and I must stop now. I've been editing all day pretty much. They take a while to put together these shows. I've pretty much done it all today. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Jess, for sending the video, the guys who've contributed, the people who've left the voice messages. And also, if you want to leave a message, please do at Only One Kenobi on Facebook or Instagram. It'd be awesome to hear you. And if you don't want to do that, just drop a comment in this video and I will answer your question or read your comment in the next episode. But until then, I'm Only One Kenobi. You're my one and Obies, the Only One fans. Thank you for watching. Only One Kenobi, out.